What's up, guys? Swift here. We have some big injury updates today. Let's get right into it. First off, Matt Eberflus offered no updates on Justin Fields, just saying he is progressing and getting closer to returning to practice. However, Daniel Greenberg has reported that Fields is determined to return next week, November 5th, against the New Orleans Saints. That's huge news in my opinion, as the Saints defense is going to be a huge test for our offense. They have the number 4 ranked defense on the year so far. The Chargers and Raiders are 2 of the worst defenses in the league. And then we finally have some optimistic news about Braxton Jones. Coach Eberflus said his window to return opens today, and he was designated to return to the roster and got in a limited practice. Eberflus said they are going to be evaluating him and seeing where he's at. I don't want to get ahead of myself here. No word if he's going to be back this week or not, but things are trending in a positive direction. Before today, we hadn't heard a single update on Braxton, and a lot of us were worried that the neck injury could keep him out long term. Having him back at practice today is huge news if you ask me. Even if he doesn't play this week, we still have 10 games left to play this season, and I think being able to evaluate Braxton Jones down the stretch is big. Everyone talks about Justin Fields and Caleb Williams, but Olu Fashanu, the Penn State left tackle, is another big-time prospect that we're going to have to look into next year. But in my opinion, I think Braxton Jones can be a top 10 tackle in the NFL. So I'm pumped to see him progressing, and I hope he can get back onto the field soon. If Braxton can solidify that left tackle position going forward, our offensive line is going to be in a great place when they're healthy. But I'm taking today's update as great news. Also, we finally have an update on Roschon Johnson. He had one final hurdle to clear before he could play Sunday night, and it seems like he has cleared that hurdle. He got in a full practice today. So having a 1-2 punch of D'Onta Foreman and Roschon Johnson would be awesome. You could even sprinkle in some Darrynton Evans. We do miss Khalil Herbert, but having a running back room this loaded and 2 guys like this who can bring a physical presence to the run game, I'm excited to see them in action. Foreman showed us all last week that he's good enough to start in this league, and Darrynton Evans is another guy with a ton of talent. We have a small update on Eddie Jackson. He did return to practice in a limited capacity. They're also seeing where he's at. I think Elijah Hicks has played really well in Bojack's absence. I haven't talked about it much, but I'm really proud of how Elijah Hicks has played. He's a guy I think anyone who studied the draft or watched my video on him last year is probably a big fan. It's hard not to root for that guy. Defensive end Khalid Kareem also got in a full practice. He is designated to return from the injured reserve as well. On the downside of things, Darnell Wright missed practice today. He hurt his shoulder against the Raiders, but he finished the game and played very well. I think he'll be okay, but obviously he can use some rest after finishing Sunday's game less than 100%. Nate Davis remains out, and Jaquan Brisker missed practice today with an illness. Hopefully Brisker is feeling better by Sunday, but overall some good news on the injury report. This team has played much better football for 4 straight weeks now, and hopefully they can continue building momentum this weekend against the Chargers. I have my All 22 coming later tonight. Please hit that like button for me, and stay tuned. Until next time, bear down.